Dear students, in this video lecture, I would like to explain you about stereochemistry of allenes. Stereochemistry is nothing but the study of spatial arrangements of atoms or groups in a stereoisomers and also their changes in their physical, chemical and biological properties. So that means in this lecture I am going to explain you about the chemical structures of stereochemistry and their spatial arrangements of atoms or groups substituted in the allenes. Okay, so those are the things you are going to learn, and how to assign RS configuration in allenes. So these are the things you are going to learn in this class. Okay, allenes, let me define you about allenes first. Allenes are organic molecules. Allenes are organic molecules or organic compounds in which carbon atom forms double bonds with each of its adjacent carbon centers are called allenes. Okay, so this is the structure of allene. Okay, this is the structure of allene. Okay, so this is the structure of allene. Okay, so here the carbon atom forms double bonds. Okay, forms double bonds with each of its adjacent carbon centers. So these two are adjacent carbon centers. Okay, adjacent carbon centers. Okay, and the bond angle between these two and these two is 180 degrees. The bond angle is 180 degrees. So that means this central carbon atom has sp hybridization. The central carbon atom has sp hybridization, and these two terminal carbon atoms are sp2 hybridization. So these two are terminal carbon atoms. Okay, terminal carbon atoms are centers. Okay, so this is the structure of allene. Allenes are organic compounds in which carbon atom forms double bonds with each of its adjacent carbon atoms or centers is known as allenes. This is the structure of allene. Actually, the name of this another name of this compound is propadiene. Okay, so you can observe here the double bonds are cumulated double bonds are exist in this kind of molecules. So you know about isolated double bonds and conjugated double bonds. Okay, so three kinds of double bonds are there. Okay, conjugated double bonds, isolated double bonds and cumulated double bonds. Okay, so cumulated double bonds means one double bond after another. Okay, continuously they have double bonds. So that means this carbon forms double bonds with each of its terminal carbons or carbon centers, adjacent carbon centers, and this structure gives us information that the central carbon has sp hybridization and these two terminal carbons or adjacent carbons has sp2 hybridization, and the bond angle between these bonds are 180 degrees. 180 degrees means this is a linear molecule. This is a linear molecule because of 180 degrees. So the double bonds are linear. Okay, the double bonds are linear. So here some more things you need to learn in this molecule. Okay, if you observe here, these two double bonds perpendicular to each other. Okay, perpendicular to each other, two double bonds. Okay, so that means one double bond in this plane, if you think, and another double bond is in this plane. Okay, two planes are different. Okay, this is in vertical plane and this is in horizontal plane. Okay, so the double in the middle, you have middle carbon, and in ends you have adjacent carbons. The substitutions are like this. Okay, so this is one substitution and this is another substitution. So about this, these are the substitutions, my little finger and my thumb finger. Okay, so two double bonds are perpendicular to each other, and also two terminal carbon substitutions. These four fingers you observe. Okay, little finger and thumb finger, they are also perpendicular to each other in this alene kind of structures. Okay, these two bonds are perpendicular to each other. These two terminal carbon substitutions are also perpendicular to each other. So this is the explanation about alene structure, chemical structure. Okay, alene chemical structure. So you have to keep in your mind that those two double bonds are perpendicular to each other, and the terminal carbon substitutions also perpendicular to each other. So why it is like that? Because I would like to give you the reason by drawing some orbitals in this orbital structure. Just and this is the another terminal carbon. Okay, and here are the substitutions. Okay, and this is py orbital, this is pz orbital, and this is pz orbital, and this is py orbital. Okay, so py will form the pi bond with this py orbitals, and this pz orbitals gets hybridized and forms pi bond. Okay, or double bond. Okay, so this is pz and this is pz. This middle carbon pz orbitals and this right side terminal carbon pz orbitals form bond between them, pi bond. Okay, and this can be called as pz pi bond. And what about between these two orbitals? This is py. Okay, py and py pi bond. Because of that, so you have perpendicular to each other. Two double bonds are perpendicular to each other. So the reason is, so one terminal carbon forms pi bond with the pz orbital of middle carbon, and another pi bond forms a left side terminal carbon with the middle carbon py orbitals. So py pi bond, and this is pz pi bond. So another one is sigma bond. Okay, so here the structure I write hydrogen, hydrogen. Okay, so these two bonds are perpendicular to each other, and these two substitutions, terminal carbon substitutions, also perpendicular to each other. That means, so these two substitutions are in one plane and these two substitutions are in another plane. Okay, perpendicular to each other, about 90 degrees twist will be there in between their angle. Okay, so this is the structure of allenes. Okay, in view of orbitals. Okay, so this is a central carbon atom. This central carbon atom, I already explained you that it has sp hybridization, and these two carbon atoms are sp2 hybridization. Okay, so you have to keep in mind and you have to understand the spatial arrangements of atoms or groups in allenes. Okay, two double bonds are perpendicular to each other. That means like this, and two terminal carbon substitutions also perpendicular to each other. So two hydrogens, suppose in this direction, in that carbon. Okay, and what about this carbon substitutions are in this direction, in this plane. Okay, so perpendicular to each other, so they are in different planes. So you need to understand that chemical structure, so that it would be very easy for you to assign RS configurations in allenes. Okay, so I'll give you examples so that you will understand. So before that, let me explain you about chiral axis. Chiral axis. Okay, chiral axis, it's a important term. Okay, an imaginary axis, an imaginary axis passing through an imaginary axis passing through a linear group providing spatial arrangement of atoms or groups along that axis, along the axis that provides optically active isomers or stereoisomers. Okay, so this is the definition for chiral axis: an imaginary axis passing through a linear group providing spatial arrangements of atoms or groups along the axis, and also it provides optically active isomers, is known as chiral axis. So I'll when I draw a structure, you will understand very easily. Generally in tetrahedral structure you have a structure like this. Okay, so this is the tetrahedral structure, hydrogen in methane. Okay, so this is nothing but, you can write like this, and Okay, this is the structure, tetrahedral structure. So here, if 4 different atoms or groups exist, then this could be considered as chiral center. Okay, so this is the tetrahedral structure. And when this alene type of compounds, hydrogen, CH3 and hydrogen. Okay, so an imaginary axis. So these I will write with red ink so that you will understand. So this is a linear group, and this axis is linear, chiral axis. So this line, that line considered as chiral axis. This chiral axis provides spatial arrangements of our atoms or groups, and which also provides optical activity for that, or chirality. So this is called chiral axis. An imaginary axis, this is the imaginary axis passing through a linear group. This is the linear group. Okay, providing spatial arrangements of atoms or groups along the axis that provides optical activity or optically active isomers. Okay, so that means this linear group can consider as an axis, chiral axis. Okay, the total linear group consider as linear axis. This is chiral axis. So this chiral axis provides spatial arrangements of atoms or groups. So that means these are in one plane and these two are in different planes. That means the spatial arrangements of atoms or groups provides this axis, chiral axis. This axis is known as chiral axis. This is an imaginary axis. Okay, so that you need to understand. So this is also called elongated tetrahedral structure, or expanded elongated or expanded tetrahedral structure. Okay, so this is the tetrahedral structure. Okay, this is the tetrahedral structure. So if you consider this linear group as a axis, this axis provides 4 different atoms or groups in different planes. So this is called elongated tetrahedral structure or expanded tetrahedral structure. Okay, so this is about the structure of allenes. This is the information about structure of allenes. So let us try to give I'll give some examples. Okay, CH3 and hydrogen. Okay, so it has simple axis of symmetry. Okay, it has simple axis of symmetry, C2 axis of symmetry. Okay, so therefore it is disymmetric molecule. Disymmetric molecule. It is disymmetric molecule. And the other example I will give you, with 4 different groups or atoms. this is hydrogen. Okay, so how you can find out RS configuration for these kind of molecules? Okay, so here no sigma, no plane of symmetry, no plane of symmetry, no simple axis of symmetry, simple axis of symmetry, no plane of symmetry, no simple axis symmetry, no SN alternating axis of symmetry. Therefore it is chiral molecule. It is chiral molecule, and also it is optically active. Optically active. It is also optically active. So how we can assign RS configuration to these? Let us see. Okay, so you need to follow Kohn-Ingold-Prelog priority rules, and so when you observe the molecule from this side, the nearest groups will get the first priority. First you need to give priority for them. Okay, so generally these two are single bonds and solid bonds, so therefore it can be written vertically. Above is the CH3 and below is the hydrogen. Okay, you should like this. So whenever it is near, if you observe from this side, these substitutions are nearer to you and these substitutions are away from you, far from you. Therefore whichever nearer to you, the substitutions line can be written with the solid with a thick line. Okay, like this. This thick line indicates that these two substitutions are nearer to you. Okay, and give first priority to them. CH3 is the first because carbon has more atomic number than hydrogen. This is the second priority. Okay, then you draw. So this is three-dimensional spatial arrangements of atoms or groups of this. Okay, so actually this is in solid line. So that means this thick line indicates this substitution or this group is towards the observer, and this dotted line indicates away from the observer or far from the observer. Okay, so when you observe this molecule from this side, so CH3 would be the right side and OH would be the left side. So I can write like this: CH3 right side and OH left side. Then give priority. Okay, oxygen has more atomic number than carbon, therefore it gets third priority. So because first you need to give the first priority to the nearest substitutions, then far substitutions, then 4 is the carbon last. So if you write the arrow mark from 1 to 3, you get clockwise rotation. Okay, you get clockwise rotation. So this is, if it is clockwise rotation, the configuration is R, rectus. Okay, if it is anti-clockwise, you will get S configuration. Okay, so to assign RS configuration in allenes, so if you observe a molecule from this side, so therefore these substitutions are nearer to you, therefore this line should be thick and should give first priority to them 1 and 2, and then you take the far substitutions from you and it would be right and left. Okay, and then give priority 3 and 4 for them. Oxygen gets 3 and carbon gets the 4. And if you connect from 1 to 3, so if you get clockwise rotation, that would be R configuration. If it is anti-clockwise rotation, S configuration. Okay, so that is the way you can give RS configuration for allyne molecules. Okay, so I'll give you one more example. C double bond C and Cl OH and CH3 C2H5. Okay, so if you observe from this side, if you observe molecule from this side, what you get? So the substitution nearer to R are these chlorine and hydroxyl group. So the vertical group should be this one. Okay, the vertical line, it is away from you, therefore so you need not write thick line, just a simple solid line, and top of that vertical CH3 and at bottom C2H5. Okay, and so nearer groups are this one. Okay, the horizontal groups, hydroxyl group right side and chlorine left side. So first give priorities to the nearest substitutions. Okay, so when you observe from this side, the nearest substitutions are chlorine and hydroxyl group. So first give priority 1 and 2 to these substitutions. Among these, chlorine get first priority, hydroxyl group get second priority. Okay, then you go you look for these vertical groups because away they are far from you. Okay, then this is third and this is fourth priority. So if you connect 1 to 3 like this, okay, it is also clockwise rotation, clockwise rotation, clockwise rotation, therefore R configuration, therefore R configuration. Suppose if you look from this side, if you look or observe the molecule from this side, okay, so the nearest substitutions are vertical line substitutions. Okay, so top of that CH3 and bottom C2H5. So first give priorities to the nearest numbers. So that means first and second. Then the horizontal groups. So when you observe this molecule from this side, so the left side would be the hydroxy and the right side would be the chlorine. Okay, so now just give priority 3 and 4. This is 3 and this is 4. So if you connect clockwise rotation, same clockwise rotation, clockwise rotation, therefore R configuration. In both the cases, if you look from this side or if you look from that side, both should be gives the same configuration. Okay, so this is how you can assign RS configuration to allyne structures. Okay, and next let me explain you about cyclohexylidins. Cyclohexylidins are alkylidin cyclohexanes. Okay, so here the structure of cyclohexylidins are alkylidin cyclohexanes. In allynes, if you replace one double bond with cyclohexyl ring, then that would become cyclohexylidines or alkylidine cyclohexanes. Okay, so in allenes, so this is the structure. Okay, so if you replace this one double bond with cyclohexyl group, that will become cyclohexylidines. So that means this is the structure, and C2H5 and hydroxyl group. Okay, so in cyclohexylidines, okay, and this ring and double bond both are perpendicular to each other. Okay, and this terminal carbon substitutions and this ring substitutions also perpendicular to each other. Okay, so this is the cyclohexylidine structure. Okay, and similar way you have to identify the RS configuration. Suppose if you look at this molecule from this side, so you consider this whole part as chiral axis. Okay, so this is chiral axis. That means this is the center, and these four groups provides spatial arrangements of groups in this molecule. So if you observe molecule from this side, okay, these two groups are nearer to you. Okay, and they are in solid lines, therefore they can write thick line because it is nearer to you, and top is CH3 and bottom C2H5. And when you observe this molecule from this side, so OH would be your left side and C2H5 to your right side, C2H5 and right side, OH would be the left side, OH and C2H5. So first you should give priority to these two substitutions. Okay, because they are nearer to the observer. So this gets first priority, this gets second priority, and this gets third priority, and this gets fourth priority. So if you connect 1 2 3, it is anti-clockwise. Okay, it is anti-clockwise. So therefore S configuration. So this molecule has S configuration. So that's how you can give RS configuration to cyclohexylidines. Okay, and next spiro compounds. What are spiro compounds? So I'll write the example of spiro compounds. So this is spiro compound. Okay, so in allene, two double bonds are replaced with two cyclic structures. Two cyclic structures is known as spiro compounds. Okay, so here, so three carbons are there. Here one carbon, here another carbon, here the third carbon. So this is the central carbon. In allene, there is a central carbon and two adjacent carbons. So in between, instead of double bonds, these cyclic structures are there. Okay, if you replace two double bonds with cyclic structures, it will become spiro compounds. Okay, and it is also exhibits chirality and optical activity, and you can also assign RS configuration for these. Okay, so if you observe this molecule from this side, so these two groups are nearer to you. Okay, so you can write in vertical line and also in thick line, because it is nearer to you. Okay, and write chlorine top and bromine at bottom, and give priority, first priority to bromine and second priority chlorine. Then you consider the away groups which are in thick and dotted lines. Okay, so when you look at this molecule from this side, C2H5 at your right side and CH3 at your left side. Okay, CH3 at your left side and C2H5 at your right hand. And which gets the third priority? This one gets third priority and its least priority. So if you connect 1 2 3, and it is clockwise, therefore R configuration. Therefore it is R configuration. So this is the way you can assign RS configuration, and you can understand the structures of spiro compounds. Okay, next biphenyls. Okay, biphenyl compounds. Okay, so biphenyl compounds, you see the structure of biphenyl compounds. A, B, and both the rings are perpendicular to each other. Okay, both the rings are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so this is the structure of biphenyl. Okay, biphenyl structure, and both the rings are perpendicular to each other, and also the substitutions are also perpendicular to each other. So how can you assign RS configuration such kind of compounds? Okay, so just let me change the substitutions. Chlorine and hydrogen and CH3 and OH. Okay, so if you look molecule from this side, okay, if you observe this side, okay, the vertical lines are nearer to chlorine and hydrogen, first and second priority, and these are, so hydroxyl group right side, CH3 left side, OH, and 3 and 4. So 1 2 3 anti-clockwise. So that means S configuration. Okay, it has S configuration. Okay, so here, so the RS configuration can be given like this. So for all the compounds, you should follow this chiral axis to this all the molecules. So finally, adamantane, the structure of adamantane is like this. Cl, CH3, C2H5. So this is the adamantane structure. Okay, so this whole part can be considered as the chiral axis, and so if you observe this molecule from this side, okay, CH3, C2H5, and the first, second priorities. Then when you observe from this side, chlorine would be at your right side and hydroxyl group at your left side, OH. This 3 and this 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Clockwise rotation. So that means R configuration. Okay. So you should give configuration, RS configurations for different molecules like this. So these are all chiral axis molecules. Okay. These are all chiral axis molecules. What is chiral axis? Chiral axis, an imaginary axis passing through a linear group that provides spatial arrangements of atoms or groups along that axis, and also they will become optically active. So that is called chiral axis. Okay, so allenes and cyclohexylidines and spirocompounds, biphenyl compounds, and adamantanes, all these compounds are examples for chiral axis molecules. Okay, in all these compounds they have chiral axis and they exhibit chirality and optical activity, and if properly substituted, then they exhibit chirality and optical activity. Okay, so this you need to understand. Okay, and the stereochemistry is like this for all these compounds. Okay, stereochemistry is to study of spatial arrangements of atoms or groups in that molecules. So we are studying spatial arrangements of atoms or groups in these molecules, and we are assigning RS configurations for them, and also we are able to understand their chirality and their optical activity, whether they are optically active or not, and how it turns the optical plane polarized light. Okay, all this information we will get from these compounds. Okay, so in this class I explained you about allenes and cyclohexylidines and spirocompounds and biphenyl compounds, and finally adamantanes. Okay, for all this those are the rules to follow for assigning RS configuration. Thank you so much. Bye.